Okay guys, so I've got some big news today. Chase just made a huge update to their Business Ink Preferred card. Now the last time we reviewed any Chase Ink business cards, Chase had lowered the sign-on bonuses down to about $750, and for this card in particular, you had to spend $15,000 within the first 3 months in order to qualify for that free $750. So here's the big news. Chase has increased the sign-on bonus to $1,000, which is the largest sign-on bonus that they've ever offered, and they've also decrease how much you need to spend in order to qualify for that bonus. So today I'm going to go over with you what you'll need to do in order to get your free $1,000 from Chase by owning this card. I'm also going to give you guys some quick tips on how you can get approved for this card, as I know many of you may not have businesses right now and think that it's harder to get a business credit card, but that is false. I'll also give you a quick breakdown of all the other benefits that this card comes with. That way you're not missing out on anything that Chase has to offer on this one. Now before I get started, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell for me. Now as I've already stated, Chase has increased the sign-on bonus to 100,000 points. Now, if you take the cash out option of this is equivalent to $1,000. However, because this is also a travel card, if you choose to redeem the points through the Chase Ultimate Rewards program for things like travel tickets or hotel stays, Chase is going to give you an additional 25% bump in value. And so that counts as $1,250 towards any of those purchases. Now, one of the biggest changes that Chase made to this sign-up offer is the amount of money you have to spend in order to receive that bonus. Previously, you had to spend $15,000 on purchases within the first 3 months in order to receive your sign-on bonus, but Chase has split that almost in half, and now you only have to spend $8,000 within the first 3 months of your account opening to receive your 100,000 points. Now, to put that number in perspective, all you would need to do is spend $2,667 a month for the first 3 months in order to receive your sign-on bonus. And most of our monthly bills and living expenses exceed that number, so it should be fairly easy for you guys to hit that number, even if you don't currently operate a business. Now, another huge benefit for owning this card that I like to point out is the ability to earn bonus points in certain categories. Right now, you'll be able to earn 3 times the points on the first $150,000 that you spend each year in these categories: shipping purchases, advertising purchases made with social media sites and search engines, internet, cable, and phone services, and also travel purchases. Now, before I get into some of the other benefits that this card has to offer, if you do choose to go ahead and apply, I have included my referral link in the description box down below. Please make sure you use that to get signed up. So here's some other benefits that you will receive by owning this card. Number 1, trip cancellation and interruption insurance. So if you're ever on a vacation or a trip and it's cut short or canceled due to sickness, weather, or some other covered circumstance, you could be reimbursed up to $5,000 per person and $10,000 per trip for any of your prepaid, non-refundable travel expenses like airline tickets, tours, and even hotel fees. And I know I don't need to tell you guys how important that coverage is, given some of the inconsistencies and problems that we all have to deal with some of these airlines. You'll also receive cell phone protection coverage. So if your phone is either damaged or stolen, you can make a claim and get up to $1,000. The only thing you'll have to do is make sure you pay your monthly bill with this Chase Preferred card and also pay your $100 deductible per claim. And you can make up to 3 claims per year. Given the amount of times I drop my own cell phone throughout the year, this is definitely a huge win. Your card also will come with roadside dispatch in case your car ever breaks down, catches a flat tire, or needs some gas. Just go ahead and give this phone number a call and they'll take care of you. Now, one of the huge benefits to owning this card that a lot of people end up ignoring is the auto rental collision damage waiver. So anytime you go rent a vehicle from a place like Avis or Hertz, they always try to upsell you on some additional protection on their vehicle and try to charge you anywhere between $20 or $30 a day. Well, you can just waive that protection altogether because this credit card would cover any damage, collision, or theft to the vehicle while you're driving it. So if anything were to happen to that vehicle while it was in your possession, this would alleviate you ever having to notify not only your own insurance company, but you don't have to worry about the rental company either because your credit card would cover any of those damages. Another huge benefit for owning this card is purchase protection. If you bought something using the card and it was either damaged or stolen, you've got up to 120 days to make a claim and you can receive reimbursement for up to $10,000 per claim and $50,000 per account. Now, another massive benefit for owning this card that's not listed right here is the ability to transfer your points onto another platform. Because this card is a travel card, Chase is partnered with various airlines and hotels where you could transfer your Chase Ultimate Rewards points on over to these other companies and then use them to receive discounted rates on hotels and also travel fees. As an example, I recently transferred a ton of my Chase Ultimate Rewards points over to Marriott because they were running a special where Marriott would give you 50% more points if you did the transfer. I then took those points and booked a vacation for me and my wife to Thailand, and I saved 40% on the hotel fees because I was using Marriott points. And if you guys would like me to make a video on how to maximize your points from these various different credit cards for travel, make sure you drop a comment down below and I'll be sure to get to it. Now let's discuss the approval process. Now normally I would tell you guys to have at least a 700 credit score before applying for this card. However, because Chase has upped the bonus points and also lowered the requirements in order to achieve the bonus, this may indicate that Chase is looking to add on additional customers. Thereby, they may be a little bit more lenient with their requirements to get the approval for the card. Now you're still going to need good credit in order to get the approval for this card. However, you may be able to get away with a 670 or higher and get the go-ahead from Chase. Now, as we discussed before, most people think it's harder to get a business credit card as opposed to a personal credit card, and that's blatantly false. Remember, they actually pull your personal credit in order to approve these cards, but you do have to go through a few extra steps in order to give yourself the best approval odds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a few quick steps for you to take to put yourself in prime position so you can get your approval. The first step you'll need to take is, because this is a business card, you do actually have to have a business in order to get the approval, but we can set this up within about 5 minutes, and it doesn't have to be an LLC or S Corp or any other fancy things. You can just create a sole proprietorship and that's all you need. First thing you'll need to do is come on over here to the IRS website and apply for a new EIN for your business. And if you don't know what that is, that's basically a social security number for your business. Now, the reason why you're applying for this is because Chase is going to ask this on their application because they want to make sure you have a legitimate business attached to the card that they're issuing. And if you're not sure with how to get to this page, I will leave the link in the description box down below. Now, once you're ready to begin the application, just scroll to the bottom, hit begin application. You're going to click sole proprietor here, hit continue, sole proprietor again, hit continue. Go ahead and skip past this page. And then it's going to ask you why exactly is a sole proprietor requesting a new EIN. Just go ahead and click started a new business, hit continue. It's then going to ask you your first name, last name, social security number, and then just click I am the sole proprietor and hit continue. You'll then be redirected to ask for the addresses of the business, give the business a name. If you're unsure what business name you want to choose, ask ChatGPT for one. By the time you finish this application, the IRS will kick you out a new EIN on the spot, and they're also going to email you a copy. Once you've received the EIN from the IRS for your brand new business, we can then head back on over to Chase to begin the application process. Now that we're back on Chase, let's go ahead and run through the application process really quick. The first question it's going to ask you is who the authorizing officer title is. Just go ahead and select you're the owner. Then going to ask you your first name, last name, date of birth, social security number, address, your email address, and then your total gross annual income. And for this number, keep it simple. Just tell them how much you make per year. Now let's move on to the business section of the application. First question it's going to ask you is the legal business structure. Go ahead and click sole proprietorship. You're going to give it the name that you chose for your business and then also repeat that name because that's what you want printed on your credit card. It's then going to ask you if you have a DBA. Just go ahead and select no. And then right here is where you're going to put your EIN that you just received from the IRS. It's then going to ask you whether or not your business physical address, same as your personal address. You can select yes. Number of employees, you want to pick 1 because of your sole proprietorship. And then for your business phone number, you can just put your cell phone or your home phone number there. Once we scroll down to this next section, here's where we're going to get a bit creative with our answers. The first question it's going to ask you is the business established date. Now we don't want to choose the date we just got our EIN as the established date. What we want to do is give it some time on the business. So just choose a date from the previous year. So if it's 2023 right now, choose a date sometime in 2022. That way it looks like you've established the business and it's been up and running for a few. The next question that you're going to get asked is your annual business revenue. Now, if you've just started this company from scratch, guys, and just created the business and have 0 for annual revenue, do not worry. Go ahead and put $10,000 to $25,000 in this particular box because the reality is that Chase is not going to ask you for any real documentation to confirm that this number is accurate. And the most I've ever seen any of these banks do, if you actually put in a high number for annual business revenue, is they may ask you for 3 months of your bank statements or ask to link to your bank just so they can see the type of money that's running through your account. These next 3 questions are just related to the type of business that you set up for your sole proprietorship. Just to give it a description, just choose whatever answers best fit your business. As an example, a lot of you guys know I have a sneaker and clothing business, and so for business category I would select retail and fashion. For business type I would select shoe stores, and then for subtype shoe retailers, and then it will assign me this NAICS code. Now that code provided just lets them know exactly the category that your business is currently set up under. The last question they're going to ask you is the estimated monthly spend. You can put whatever you want to, guys, but if it's a brand new business, I would suggest putting a number between 10 to 20,000. That way it just looks like you need some additional funds to expand. Once you've completed that portion, it's going to then ask you if you want any employee cards. You can select no because you're a sole proprietorship. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, hit that you read the above agreement, and click submit. Now you just sit back and wait for your approval notification so you can begin earning your rewards and also getting your bonus. And remember, all of the links that you need for this process I have included in the description box down below. Please make sure you use them. Before you guys get out of here, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free and leave those down below and I'll be sure to answer them. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you next time.